Man, it's like back like I never left. I feel like everything just picked up so quickly. I adapted very quickly. I adjusted fine, like nothing never even happened. I just picked up from where things left off, and it's been phenomenal. Well, initially, my first semester uh, back in fall 2015, when people first saw me, they were glad to see me again. But I noticed quickly, they started to treat me differently. They wanted to always extend, their helpfulness, even though I loved it. But it's like some things I have to do on my own, such as for example, the whole opening doors thing. No problem with that. It's just I feel if you a girl, I don't necessarily feel like you should open the door for me. That's just me and my southern ways. So I'll just be like, you don't have to open this door. Let me hold that for you. And they treat me like pretty essentially like a little brother. Like they want to have my best intentions, and I'll be like, I gotta handle myself because there's not always gonna be someone that's gonna be able to do this. Like I'm gonna have to live my own life, maybe alone, or I need to be able to handle myself. So.
Balton Coleman was killed after an accident in Pine Bluff, Arkansas Saturday night. He and Treston Hawkins, who are roommates at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, were pushing a vehicle down the street because they'd run out of gas. That's when they were hit by another vehicle. Coleman died. Hawkins has been in and out of surgery. The university held an assembly today to offer support to students mourning the loss of their classmate while praying for the recovery of another.
Well, moment before the accident, I know as soon like we started hitting like the on the inch of the gas we had left, and it started slowing down, and he had Balton had asked me to help push the car. But I ain't have no problem with it. So I'm just trying to get to our destination. Why complain about it? Make it stretching it out. So we had got out the car, and Ariel got into in the driver's seat, and we was pushing the car, and let's see, and while we was pushing, we was talking. We had a brief conversation, and with that conversation, he had apologized about it. And, I told him, bro, it's no problem. No problem, man. We just trying to enjoy ourselves, and next thing I know, I'm in the hospital, and there's nothing I to remember from that besides that conversation we had. Um, I was having during like the first initial like hours, I was in and out. I really didn't know exactly what was going on, and I know all I remember like a black room. It was kind of dark, and all I remember is voices. So when I was hearing voices, one of the first voices I heard was Dr. Bitzer, and that was in the operating room during the surgery, and he said you'd be in a bad accident, and that we're gonna have to take your legs, and then I kind of panicked a little, and I think I maybe went out again, or I kind of blocked that phase, that memory out, and so I remember later on that night, I know I had my parents and grandparents in the room, and we was talking, and and they was pretty sad. I told them what y'all crying for, and just being since I really don't know what's really happened. Then I remember Wednesday. That's when I really hit like a level of consciousness. Like, is this really real? Like, this is life now, and I've been taking it from it ever since. Well, I actually found out the accident happened on Saturday. I didn't find out till a week later, and they was hiding it from me for a while. I was asking around, asking all my friends, and they were telling me that he was all right, and I was going along with it until this Friday, and people I keep asking about him, and they quickly change the subject and move on, and it's kind of making a red flag go off. And and I know one night I was thinking that Friday night, what if they're doing this because that he died, and at that point I couldn't sleep that night, and I actually my heart I felt terrible about it that night. And, I couldn't sleep. I actually felt like I was gonna die that night myself. I just I was in an immense amount of pain, and I wasn't talking to my mom because she would stay with me the entire time. And that Sunday, those 2 days later, I was talking to Shannara, and I told them like everybody that came around me that day, Miss Vaughn, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, and Miss Riley, and a few others, and I was talking to Shannara. I had whispered to her um, like y'all still not really telling me, about Balton, and she had walked out the room with my dad, and they had came back, and he had told me about it, that he passed, and he didn't make it, and in that moment, we all kind of we all cried about it, and I couldn't really hold my emotion at that point. And Miss Vaughn said a prayer, and she helped console me through it. I would say no. I just keep myself busy to the point. That's what I really try to do. Just keep myself busy, so I can just get over it. Well, now that I am over it, I just don't think about it. I this is how life is right now, so there's no regret about it. So I just moved on. Um, my prosthetics, first, about a year ago, that's when I first got them, April of last year, of 2015. And, at first I kind of was excited. I was excited about it, having them, because I got tired of being in a wheelchair. And at first, when I first got into it, like, this is different, to the point where it was discouraging at first. I was excited to, know that I can be able to walk, just to stand upright and not be at waist level to anyone. And then I started doing rehabilitation with them, and I had to put so many hours in, like 5 hours a day, and it was kind of discouraging, because it was something new, to the point where, like being a baby, like being a child again, relearning how to walk, taking steps, learning to trust the prosthetics, knowing that, I don't have fully control of them, but I have to just take a step and trust the prosthetics. Trying to go downstairs, and initially they me in like a little pulley system where they'll kind of hang me up, like they kind of hang me up like we're gonna use the euphemism of like a hog. You know, my grandfather used to have hogs, and he during Thanksgiving, you know, he'll take one out the game and hang them up, and do all that other things of that nature. And it had me like that, and you know, I really didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. Cause like they didn't want to have me fall, and we have to do all the paperwork, and you know, and like, man, it's a lot of work to go in. You know, I'm ready to move away from this, but at this moment, I can say I'm walking with no assistive devices, no cane, no crutches, and you know, I enjoy it. You know, I'm learning to love it, and you know, I realize that I gotta keep progressing. You know, and that's the next level for me. And you know, it's wonderful to live in the world of possibilities. Well, one of my next steps, you know, is one, you know, graduate from college. You know, it's just my vision is to walk across that stage, you know, shake the chancellor's hand, have my diploma in the other, and, you know, take that picture, and also continue to develop my prosthetics to the point where, you know, I can do a 4K where I can run and get out there and keep up with other people and do track and just, you know, be fully active, you know. Cause like, you know, kinetic movement is what I'm really trying to get at, you know. Just running around, you know, go to Iowa State University, try to get a master's in public policy, get maybe a wife and kids, you know. Continue to build off my relationships with the people I've grown with, and you know, and be an inspiration to others, and always talk to those that people will find that would say they don't matter, because everyone matters, because everybody's somebody.